I assume, but you tell me, that after Kash Patel was nominated and confirmed, there was this hope that they'd have somebody who was one of their own, right? As the deputy, that who could run things and help maybe serve as a protective layer. What has the reaction been?
It's been shock and horror, because you're absolutely right. They thought, look, as controversial as Kash Patel is, if you put a career agent in there as the deputy, then he can explain, no, sir, that's illegal. We can't do it that way. We have to follow the rules and the law. Now you have two bomb-throwing MAGA outsiders. And look, here are some of the things that Dan Bongino has said.
See, this is beautiful. This is what I voted for. Hopefully you voted for the same thing. Tectonic change at the FBI, just all of government, all throughout. You get somebody like Dan Bongino, number 2 in line with the FBI, right underneath Kash Patel. This is how you're going to get results. And with Dan, he's going to get to the bottom of it. I loved his whole thing when the assassination attempt went down in Butler, and all the way he was outlining everything, all the protocols, and when the people were in the crowd saying there's somebody right there laying up on the roof. Trump should have already been pulled off a stage then, well before. Well, actually, the guy shouldn't even got on the roof, but say hypothetically, even when he was on the roof before he even got in position, Trump should have been pulled down because they were warning the police, and for some reason that didn't get back to Secret Service. So we already know if there's smoke, there's fire. There's already some shady BS, and mind you, that whole story has just gone away. But with Dan right there, he is going to expose all of this stuff, and you can just see how they're acting. Look at how they act about this whole situation.
Now you have two bomb-throwing MAGA outsiders. And look, here are some of the things that Dan Bongino has said. Dan Bongino said that the FBI lied a few months ago when they said, we don't know who the suspect is that planted the bombs outside the RNC and the DNC the day before January 6th. They had this whole campaign seeking information from the public. Dan Bongino went on a podcast and said, oh, that's wrong. They know who did it. It's a conspiracy. Now he's going inside to run the place. And that's what I'm hearing today is just horrifying people who work there.
And that's how you gauge things. If the phony, corrupt, fake news reacts like that and they don't like a pick, that tells you you're going in the right direction. And they have this whole thing where they talk about McCabe and all these other people before him that had all this experience and all that. Sometimes experience doesn't get you there. And it's the same corrupt, just swamp creature type people that have been in Washington forever, which is the exact problem that we have today. So you need some people that aren't all corrupted, that aren't just buried in the system. This is what you need. This is how you get real change.
Dan Bongino said that the FBI lied a few months ago when they said, we don't know who the suspect is that planted the bombs outside the RNC and the DNC the day before January 6th. They had this whole campaign seeking information from the public. Dan Bongino went on a podcast and said, oh, that's wrong. They know who did it. It's a conspiracy.
And you see right there, he doesn't refute anything that Dan said. You know good and well the FBI knows exactly who this is. 100%. They're able to find some grandma that came into the Capitol that lives in Montana somewhere out in the boonies. They can go run her down on her ranch and make sure that they're trying to lock her behind bars for life. But they can't find this individual that's on camera multiple times. Do you guys remember when those kids were like burning out on the pride flag that they had painted, like somewhere in some intersection? I believe it's in Florida, wherever it's at. They found the kids that they were like on scooters, like motorized scooters or electric scooters. They found them like within a day.
Think about that.
But they had no problem locking and finding them down. But now, when it comes to something like this, the whole weight of the government, they can't find who this individual is. But you see, the phony news does what it always does. Just says, oh, this is a conspiracy theory. It doesn't issue anything to back it up. This happened in 2021, right? How have they not found this individual or have any kind of information to exactly who this person is? They showed you that they can have the cell phone ping data and all this stuff, track flights. They knew about all this stuff. But with this individual is able just to mosey around, put these pipe bombs all over the place, and we don't know who he is. That tells you exactly what you need to know. They know exactly who it is. Just like they try to tell you, we don't know all all the Epstein, all of that stuff needs to be released now. The stuff from Butler, this stuff with this pipe bomber, because you're going to find out they know exactly who that is, and the Epstein list. Let's do the Epstein list first before this stuff. Get that out there and let it be revealed to all the people so they can see how corrupt the system really is. The reason that this stuff is not outlined is because who it can affect, the people behind the curtain. That's why you don't get to see all this stuff. The reason they keep this stuff hidden is because they don't want it to be revealed because them themselves are implicated in it. And you're going to see that with Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and all this stuff that we already know. It's just going to be known furthermore. So you guys tell me your thoughts on this pick. I think it's a great pick, a fantastic pick to have Dan right there at number 2, right behind Cash. Two people that play no games whatsoever. Because he had to give up everything. His podcast is absolutely smoking. So he's just given up everything to go serve for the betterment of this country. He's given all that up to say, listen, same thing with Pete Hegseth. He had the great job. There's no need to do why deal with all the backlash and all the nonsense they put him through, all the nonsense they're going to talk about Dan that they already talked about before. They're just ignoring all his Secret Service experience. They're ignoring him actually being a police officer. They're just trying to paint him as the nutty podcaster, right winger, MAGA. These people are so disingenuous, and that's why the ratings continue to plummet. Why don't you explain how he is qualified for the position and how it is good to have different people, not career politicians or people that are all bought and paid for? But they'll never do that. So congratulations to Dan. I think he's going to do a great job. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one.